So moving on, let's do this exercise, which I've done before with the NFL. It was pretty fun.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna do a draft of NBA playoff teams. So we'll do snake order. Obviously, I'll give you first pick, and then we'll go back and forth, back and forth. Um, do you know who you want to? So basically, what you're looking for is, who do you anticipate winning some series? I mean,
Am I
first off,
starting
you're gonna
am
look
I
for the
starting
champion.
1-8 or am I starting what?
You can pick any of the 16 teams that are in the playoffs right now that
Okay.
qualify for the playoffs. Who's ever 1 through 8. So I mean, whoever I would. I mean, your first pick, I would do whoever you think would win the championship.
Oh, okay.
And then, for each win, you'd get a point. Let's say if you win a round, you win 3 points, and if you win the championship, you win 10. Do something silly like that.
Okay.
Silly, silly, silly. So I'll let you
Yeah,
start.
my first pick is not going to be Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
And let me tell you
Respect.
why it's not going to be Milwaukee
Why,
Bucks.
why
Because
is it Milwaukee
Milwaukee
Bucks?
hasn't won a fucking championship in like 40 fucking years, dude. And
Yeah,
that shit ain't changing.
and they had a top 3 player of all time.
Yeah.
And also,
Every time they do, every time they have a chance to make something happen, dude, they'll have a top 3 player. But
so
it's gonna be Clippers for me, dude. Even though
I like
I
it.
want to cut my tongue out for saying that,
It's
but
fine.
I think
We're in a new era. It's a different team from the early 2010s that
same
we
hate,
hated. Same hate.
same hate, yeah, the same hate, dude.
I'm gonna.
I don't hate the man, dude. I hate the jersey. All right,
I respect it.
the battles we've gone through with those jerseys,
I
you
respect
know, it's always blue and gold versus red, white, and blue, dude.
it. Just against America.
Yeah, this is
Clippers versus
American
America.
as it gets, dude. But yeah, so Clippers will be for me the first pick in the NBA playoff draft.
Okay, so why are you picking them? You don't like them, so why are you picking them?
Yeah, you're right. I don't like them, but I respect the fact that they are a solid basketball team, offensively and defensively. They don't really show too much weakness. I guess their biggest weakness might be their point guard play, but
Yeah, I mean you got Kawhi and point forward. I argue
yeah.
that's not a
But
big.
as long as you got Kawhi running the offense and him doing what he does on defense, he's going to do the exact same thing he did with the Raptors in the playoffs with the Clippers. Because when you're like that close to Michael Jordan, like physically and talent wise too, which I think Kawhi is like damn near the closest thing we have now to Kobe and Jordan as far as the way he plays, the style how he does it, and just I don't know the type of person he is. Not really because he didn't stay with the team his entire career, but like he can get it done, dude. He knows how to win these games. Like there was one thing they talked about in the Last Dance where like it didn't matter how long Michael Jordan played or anything. Michael Jordan figured out ways to win basketball games, and I think Kawhi's
That's
on that
Armstrong,
same
right? That was
wave.
B.J. Armstrong.
Yeah, B.J. Armstrong said it. He just it was at one point Michael clicked. It doesn't matter. He just knows how to win the goddamn game. And like I've seen the same shit from Kawhi. You guys remember? I think it was Game 7 last year against Philly where he
Yeah,
just sent them home.
yeah.
Was that a
Took
send
over,
home?
hit a
Yeah,
crazy ass shot.
that
Now,
was retarded.
what I was gonna do you think the Last Dance ethos kind of made you, push that over the edge because you have the Jordan like figure and just, how he plays and kind of just his mentality kind of. I mean, he's
Yeah,
not as nearly as talented as Jordan and as fluid or as Kobe, but he has that mentality and he has that two-way play, that two-way mentality. And then you,
exactly.
you pair him with Paul George, who's another
Who's another two-way player who's
ginormous wing.
literally
Now, is
just
that
a taller, maybe a poor man's version of Kawhi now. Like we don't
yeah,
even
really a
know.
taller poor man's version of Kawhi? But who we saw, I mean, last year in OKC was or not, whatever. I mean, the year before in OKC, he was a fucking monster. He was a top 3 MVP guy for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they could somehow, I mean, I don't know how it is going to be the layoff. I think that's a great pick. But my only worry with them is their size. You know, when they play the Lakers, um,
Yeah, that's where
you're
it's going to
gonna
get
have
tough.
to
I
play
think.
Zubac, I guess, or you're gonna have to commit to somehow get Davis in foul trouble with oh my god, I'm blanking on his
Errol.
Harrell, yeah. Um, so I don't know where they'd go with that. That'd be my only. But if
But
they're
like,
healthy,
if you
they're
think
just
about it
fucking
though, Matt,
dogs.
let's think about that matchup right there: Montrezl Harrell versus Anthony fucking Davis.
It's
Anthony
not
Davis
gonna,
eating that guy's lunch every fucking minute,
yeah,
dude.
especially
Like,
on the defensive end. Harrell's take the work.
that's a fucking hard day's work for Montrezl Harrell, dude. I mean, that's a hard day's work for anyone. But we're
Yeah,
talking Montrezl Harrell,
I
who's
just meant
literally that.
offensively in the pick and roll, maybe cause problems. I mean, just Anthony Davis is such a monster, though. I,
Yeah, he.
that's the only thing I'm saying. Anthony Davis is going to score on anybody.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, so I think that's a great pick. Um, I think that now is it my turn?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the other team in that series. I'm gonna go with the Lakers.
Okay.
I think they have out of the two. It seems like a lot of these teams now have two superstars. It's gone from three to two. Their two superstars seem to have the best chemistry right now. I know we haven't seen them play in 2 months, but going into that, they had the best chemistry.
Yeah.
Um, and it just kind of we've seen Anthony Davis in these playoff situations just get unlocked, and I think he's just I don't really see any team really. I mean, we look at the West. I mean, Jokic, she's eating their lunch. I think Gobert eats their lunch. I mean, there's not really any big guy I'd be scared of if I'm Anthony Davis. Um,
No. Porzingis, maybe. No, not even
no,
Porzingis. I'm scared. Not
Porzingis
even
is
scared of
defense.
Porzingis on the defensive end. I could move him around any day.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, no, you're right. There's no one
Jokic.
I'm really fucking fearing.
I mean, Jokic
Capella?
is going to make him work on the defensive end, but I mean, he's not
Yeah.
going to stop him at all. So, I mean, yeah, I think the confidence. I really don't. I'm not a huge fan of 7 through 10 on the Lakers, but I mean, I'm worried that you're in some situations where you're going to have to see Jared Dudley play minutes, stuff like that.
The
And Avery,
Lakers, they don't have like the depth that we all think they do, which is why I think like if that first round they get matched up with Memphis, that's gonna be a tough fucking series for them. That could go to 7 any day of the week. That can go to 7.
I'm going to just say no. I'm going to
Why
hard.
not?
I think
Valanciunas he's still a big body up in there. Jaren Jackson has been good. Dylan Brooks, John Morant, it's got that juice.
Yeah, I think I love the Grizzlies' young talent, and I think they've had an amazing year, like just acquiring talent, just moving around. Their last the picks the last 2 years have been great, but yeah, I mean, they would get eaten alive.
Oh yeah, they're too young. They're too young for it.
And the Lakers have too many vets to just kind of clamp down on these young guys. I think that's like kind of an overrated matchup. I think the Lakers. I mean, it's most likely a sweep. I mean, we've seen
Yeah,
LeBron do this in the Eastern
I
Conference.
think they. I think they could at least pull a game out of that one.
Maybe.
But I feel like if they play good, if it's a back and forth series, like if Lakers play shitty, I could go to 6 or 7 easily.
Maybe.
But like I
Especially
said, Lakers got to play shitty.
Maybe you have a Jaw Triple J game, but I just don't see it. So now it's your turn, and I mean,
All right. So my next team, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a weird one, but I'm gonna say it. It's Utah Jazz.
wow, that's not what I was expecting. Are you sure? Because I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
Donovan Mitchell and
I'm,
Rudy Gobert might get in a fist fight mid game.
I know this. See, that sucks. That sucks that they're at odds because they
Let me
could have been a good tandem.
let me
They
get
could
your
have been a
opinion.
little bit good.
Whose side were you on in that little quarrel where Donovan was saying, he didn't want to go back, didn't want to have Rudy back? I mean, what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm more on the side of Gobert because Gobert's the franchise of that fucking team. I think you could easily get what Mitchell produces out of a lot of players in the league, dude. Like, you want to trade up for Victor Oladipo, you got a solidly better team in Utah. You know, like I think Spider, he's good and he's got fucking crazy hops. He's crazy athletic, but I think he's just a little too small for the way he plays. I don't think it's gonna last him too long. And if there was one guy I wanted to get out, if there was one of the two I want out, it would probably be Spider. Unfortunately, even though he's a high volume scorer, he plays tremendous. I love the way he plays, but
There's
just I mean, like you don't find guys like Rudy Gobert in this world anymore. You know, like just a big freak like looking dude, you know, like he looks like Manu Bol. Like just fucking some anomaly out there. Like he looks like Slender Man.
Yeah, and he
pray to this guy.
He surprisingly stood out in the All-Star game. It was kind of weird. I was like, hey, should this guy close the game? On I think it was Team Giannis, and yeah, I thought it was corny as hell what he did pre-COVID diagnosis. And
oh my god, dude. Well, like I feel like
joke.
I thought that was hilarious when I was like, oh yeah, that's so funny because I never thought Rudy Gobert would actually give people coronavirus doing that, and he absolutely did. That was so. That's some fucking like that's some like who's that guy? Who's that guy's name? Who's the actor from Cheaper by the Dozen?
Steve Martin.
Okay, yeah, that's some like Steve Martin shit. Like, oh guys, come on, I'm not gonna give you coronavirus. And he touches everybody gets coronavirus. That's some Steve Martin shit, dude. Like, you just see Steve Martin's face like in hella trouble for that, dude.
Yeah. So what I was more getting to in that question, and I didn't specifically say it, is just the mentality of it. I understand. I thought Rudy had one of the better apologies I've seen when someone fucks up, and I thought he did a pretty good job. And
he donated and all that shit. He knew what he did wrong.
He looked like an idiot, and then he bounced back, I think, as well as you could in that situation. And then you had that report come out a couple weeks later that Donovan, doesn't want to talk to him. Also, we don't know who got COVID first. I mean, we don't know how that worked. So I thought that was corny as hell. And so for that reason, I'm kind of shocked you picked the Jazz. But I do think they have they've had moments where they just look like they're pretty locked in, and they have all the people.
If they can put that crap aside, they can easily move through the West. I don't see. Let's see if the playoffs started today.
They get the Thunder.
They would get the Thunder. They would easily. That's 6 games.
Easily.
If the Thunder do good, that's 6 games. But yeah, I think the Jazz are infinitely better than the fucking Thunder. Thunder are young. They got some good talent, but like.
Yeah, we'll get it more later, but that's interesting. I think that's an interesting series.
They're actually just 1 game behind. I didn't even know how good the Thunder were doing this year.
Ridiculous. Chris Paul is in his bag this year.
He's good. I'm glad he's playing more of a chip on his shoulder, dude, because he's been getting shopped around the league like he wasn't the best point guard like before Steph. Like I think in like 2009 or some shit, or like 2008, dude, he was like top 2 point guard when he was in New Orleans before New Orleans OKC Hornets. Oh my god,
he's a monster,
dude. I remember this motherfucker knocked out. This motherfucker, he was on the New Orleans Hornets with David West and Tyson Chandler, and they knocked out the fucking the Mavericks in 6 games. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. I was a Mavericks fan back then, and like I was just sick of it because I think that was a year maybe after.
It was a year
knocked out by the Warriors.
It might have been.
I think it was the year after they got knocked, and like I was just sick of it. I was like, wow, we can't win a fucking like. That's why I was so happy when Dirk won it like a couple of years later. But,
and guess what? That championship we looked upon as one of the great championships of the last 25 years. It was a really good championship.
Basketball, dude. No one thought the Mavericks were going to win that shit, especially that being the Heatles and shit like that. Like, oh god.
I just remember that Portland series.
Semifinals.
Portland was really
good
that
series will always go down in my heart, dude.
Portland was really good.
In 2K, I always play Mavericks Trailblazers for that. It's like a homage to that, dude.
That might have gone 6 games, but it was a great series. It was a
One
great
of the
back and
best
forth.
playoff series. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. Brandon Roy put on one of the best performances I've ever
Gerald
seen.
Wallace, when Gerald Wallace was your baby.
Gerald Wallace was a stud too. I was hella mad though. I didn't want him to go to Portland. I liked him in Charlotte, but he does his thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So I respect the Jazz pick. I don't necessarily agree.
I'm not too comfortable with it. That's why it's my second. But I'm just saying, like, I think they could tabletop a few teams to get to the finals at least. Win it, that's tough.
Okay.
I think that's more of like,
I'm gonna make my second choice now.
Go.
And I'm just gonna take the other 1 seed. I'm gonna take the Bucks here. I think, to your point, they haven't shown us shit, and I think that the series against the Raptors was kind of eye opening. You know, the mentality to go up 2-0 and then to lose 4 straight is never good. That's never a good look. And just kind of have the other team's best guy just mentally just fucking dominate the rest of the series, and Kawhi.
Yeah.
But I think this team's a little different. I didn't love what they did this offseason. I thought there was better guys. I don't quite understand some of their lineups, but they fucking destroy people in the regular season, and that's all we have to get this year.
Well, they're solid. They're solid. They're solid, and the thing about the Bucks, they're way deeper than any other team in the NBA, dude. Yeah. Way deeper. Everyone on their bench fucking just puts points up. They'll contribute at any point in the game.
I like Connaughton. I like Vincenzo or DiVincenzo.
Yeah, DiVincenzo.
Vincenzo. Yeah, I like the bench a lot. It's just my whole thing is, and why I didn't pick him first, and why you didn't pick him in 2, is they got to rely on Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe. Those guys have to fucking score buckets, because there's gonna be moments where Giannis he's not gonna be getting to the free throw line. You know, there'll be that game, and he's not hitting the open 3. They're gonna have to fucking make ISO buckets. And it's not all we've seen in the playoffs. Like when KD was on the Warriors, they needed that. When the ball movement wasn't working, they needed KD to cook, and they need. Yeah. And on this team, Giannis isn't really a cooker in that sense.
No, he's not.
Their cooker is Chris Middleton, so that puts so much on Chris Middleton, and the NBA community is like, hey, I don't know. He was great this year in the regular season, but is he going to do that against the Heat? Can he do that against the Celtics, the Raptors, the 76ers, if Ben Simmons is back?
That's a big question. He's been a good shooter this year. I feel like he's been pretty reliable. But at the same time, playoffs a whole different beast. We've seen good players turn into fucking absolute assholes, a.k.a. James Harden. But it just happens. Like either you just step up to the plate, and make a name for yourself. These are the moments. It's everyone makes a name for themselves in the playoffs, dude. Like people forget about what you do in the regular season. Like just look at our 73-9 season. It's literally the best record in basketball, but everyone forgets about it. No one gives a fuck.
That might change. I think that changes in a decade, but yeah, right now,
hopefully it does. Because that's forever going to be like a stain on that record. Like, oh, yeah, man, it was the best regular season. Did you guys win it? Man, we won 73 games. Well, do we need to win it, dude? Maybe we won too much. Did we win too much?
Yeah, we gotta digress on that.
It's not a thing. It's not a real thing.
That argument goes nowhere.
Well run dry.
So yeah, I will take the second 1 seed, and I will be like, I have the MVP. That's what I have, and I will hope that they've learned something. Something has happened in between this playoffs and last playoffs. So for your third pick, who do you got?
My third pick, a little bit of a dark horse here, but I love them, dude. It's the Philadelphia 76ers, dude.
I like it. I like it.
I do.
Why do you say that?
They haven't been bad this year. They haven't been great, but I like Embiid.
I'm gonna be honest, they've been a frustrating watch. But
Yeah.
I like the talent. The talent's undeniable on that team.
Yeah, I know. Ben Simmons.
Would you say that's a top 3 talented team in the NBA?
They got GR3 and they got our Alec Burks. They got most of our Warrior guys. Tobias Harris, Al Horford, for fuck's sake.
Who's their closing lineup?
Probably Simmons, Richardson. I would go Tobias Harris, Horford, and Joel Embiid. That's who I'm closing out the game with.
I think you have to. It sucks. I think JJ Redick in the Tobias spot is way better, or in that Horford spot, but they.
Oh, well, you need.
They didn't have any money.
In today's league, you would love a guy who could just stand on the perimeter and kind of just fucking nail threes.
I mean, JJ Redick he's not a plus defender, but he's an okay team defender.
Yeah, no, he's not.
And it doesn't matter when you have. I mean, going back to your first pick, the Josh Richardson, Benson. I mean, what backcourt wants to deal with that? I mean, that's probably the most ferocious defensive backcourt you can have.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty intense. I just wish Ben Simmons was a little bit more of like a scorer.
Yeah,
he's a great facilitator of the ball. I'm telling you, he can move around the offense pretty well. You know, he can maneuver through an offense pretty well. But it's like if you catch him in an open corner, the guys, it's like he doesn't even know how to shoot.
He kind of looks like that cheetah video you sent me of the gazelle. He kind of looks like the gazelle when he's just kind of in that corner. Yeah, I like I mean, their talent's undeniable. We haven't even mentioned Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is when
even though he's injured, if he comes back healthy for the playoffs, they can make a push. That's always been the thing about the East, dude. If you come back healthy in the East by playoff time, you can make a goddamn push, dude.
Yeah, go ask LeBron.
Yeah, for real, dude. Well, there were a lot of teams that could have beat LeBron in the East, dude. Pacers, dude. Pacers almost had it against the Heat.
Yeah, I mean those were
Roy Hibbert, dude. George Hill. That was a great Pacer team. It's a strong Pacer team.
It was a strong Pacer team, but they relied too much on Hibbert. I mean, I think
he was like, "Why are y'all relying on me?"
it's like,
guys, I just want to be left alone.
It's like I'm just 7-1, 13-10 isn't that great.
All right, I went to Georgetown. I'm supposed to be the next best thing. Leave me alone. I'm not.
I was drinking Mai Tais with Tim Duncan all summer. He came back from the Tim Duncan training summer, and he didn't do anything Tim Duncan did. No one's absorbed less with an all-time great than him. I think he even went to Hakeem Olajuwon. I think he went through the full rounds. He was like, but all these greats couldn't help him. But yeah, so I like the pick. So now I'm gonna pick. So this one's interesting. I have 2 teams, but I'm going to, just because I like their coach, I like their mentality, and I saw them whoop the Warriors' ass last year in the finals. I'm going to go with the Raptors here. I just think at the very least, they're probably, I mean, depending on who their second round matchup is, they're probably going to win 2 series.
Yeah.
I think they're just tough.
They're definitely going to be one of those teams for Philly or whoever, Miami, whatever team that wants to go far in the playoffs, you're definitely going to have to go past Toronto. Like, Toronto is going to be that team that's going to probably easily win series just because they have the East number. You know, like, the East is that's their house, you know? So, like, I could easily see them winning a couple and maybe even winning out, you know? But it's hard because, like, you take Kawhi away from a lot of the moments that happened to the Raptors last year in the playoffs, and they're not there. They're not playing the Warriors in the finals. So
I think what that championship unlocked, it unlocked a new Kyle Lowry mentality. I mean, he's not a loser anymore. He was a perennial loser in the playoffs. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have
Yeah.
Pascal is now an ISO guy, a guy who can go get a bucket. You have oh my god,
You like OJ Anunoby?
I like Anunoby. I like Norman Powell. Norman Powell's kind of become the third scorer
Yeah.
type guy. They have, I mean, Gasol's still making plays. Can you
It's
hear that?
crazy how he's like their sixth man. He was like a franchise player for Memphis.
Who?
Marc Gasol.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
It's crazy, dude. Now he's like a sixth man, but he
Yeah,
got old.
the
He got
talent,
old.
the
Dude.
league's changing.
Is
That's
Powell even in the league anymore? Powell's not in the league anymore, is he?
no.
No, he's not. I
Good
thought
up.
he was on the Spurs. I thought he was still on the Spurs.
Are you hearing this ringing?
Yeah, what's going on over there?
It's incredibly annoying. Okay, let me exit out of this shit. How do we turn this off? Okay, there we go. So yeah, I just like the team that won a championship, trying to protect it.
Yeah.
Still have, I think their coach is really good. They last playoffs, I mean, they've just shown it. So the opposite of what the Bucks have done,
Yeah.
not as deep of a team, but they've shown that they can win. And so, yeah, I like them. I like them to win a couple series. I don't know about winning a championship, but I like it.
I was actually going to go with Toronto, but since you picked Toronto, I'm going to go with Boston.
Okay, so no Nuggets here. Okay, so tell me.
I'll tell you why. If no Nuggets in a second,
Okay,
but I mean Boston, they're pretty good. I think their home record's pretty decent, but I think it's always been they got a good home atmosphere, so they rarely lose in the Garden. They're good away. I don't know. They're one of the higher scoring teams in the East. Yeah, definitely. Dude, man, the Wizards average 115 points a game?
they have to. If they want to win a game, if they want to win a game, they have to score at least 120 points. Who's stopping shit? No one's stopping a goddamn thing on that team.
No,
You got Davis Bertans. There's like 3 Davis Bertans on that team, I swear to God. They have Mo Wagner and just a bunch of tall white guys that can shoot that don't play an ounce of defense.
You like Hachimura?
I do. I think he's going to be good.
Me too. Brad Wanamaker? Oh, no, that guy plays for
Boston. He's terrible. He's terrible.
I'm looking at Boston lineup right now. See, so they got Kemba. Oh, they have a fucking strong-ass starting five, dude.
They have a great starting five. I'm going to blow up this computer.
And they got Marcus Smart. I mean, they're always going to be a team that needs to get it over themselves, honestly, in the East. Like, they should have been slowly taking over the East these last couple of years. What the fuck has happened? They trusted Isaiah Thomas 1 year and then threw him to the curb for what was it? Terry Rozier?
Yeah, who just made $60 million?
Yeah,
something ridiculous.
He went to Charlotte, right?
Yeah, he went to Charlotte, and he's not playing bad, to be honest. He had a rough beginning of the season. Now it's he's been doing pretty well.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not hating on that Boston lineup. I mean, they got the talent to go far, especially in the East. That's a team that can definitely fight in the East. They're just gonna have to get over Milwaukee, dude. Milwaukee's like steadily been the fucking that's just the team that Boston wants to be.
Yeah.
They want that one star who has the whole good team around him and shit. They don't have that. They're trying to see it in like Jason Tatum or I called him Jason Tatum. Oh wait, no, I was thinking Channing Tatum. Dude, I'm getting my Tatums all mixed up, dude.
Wait, so you called him the right thing and you thought
Then I thought it was called
no, it's Channing Tatum. Guy from Imagine.
Oh man, why does Jason Tatum just sound like Channing Tatum? That's Channing Tatum's name. Why
Dude,
does Channing remind me more of a Jason? And why does Jason remind me more of a Channing?
Channing's just a terrible name. Let's not beat around the bush. It's a bad name.
Channing's a horrible first name and it's a terrible last name.
Wait,
So, I
let's
mean,
switch it. Tatum Channing. Almost
Tatum.
better. I mean, it's
Tatum's
still
not a
terrible.
first name though. Tatum. I don't.
Tatum,
I don't know.
good pick.
I've never met a kid
I'll
named
go for
Tatum.
that.
And if I did, whoo boy, I feel sorry for him, dude. One of these.
So yeah, I mean, I like that pick. I mean, they have one of the better starting fives in the
But
league.
yeah, that's why I'm choosing Boston. They got a strong starting five, decent bench. They'll go far.
Yeah, I like it.
Especially if
Yeah,
they get matched up with fucking. Oh, I don't know. They get matched up with Philly in the first round. That might be tough.
great. It's not a great first round matchup. That's the one thing that's kind of. I think there's a lot of teams they could beat. I feel like they could do well against the Raptors. The Heat, I think they match up well against, but Sixers and Bucks are not really the best matchups for them. So yeah, it'll be tough first round, but we'll see. I mean, the Sixers can just you know lock up defensive or offensively and not be very good. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, yeah,
it's a good
the
pick.
Sixers got
It's a
fucking.
value pick.
They got raped. They got raped by the Boston Celtics last year. Wasn't that last year? It was 3-1 or 3-0 or something. Remember, fucking Joel Embiid was talking hella shit to one of the Morris brothers, one of the Morris twins, and the Morris twin just kept holding up three.
Was that last year?
Was that? That might have been 2 years ago.
2 years ago, the Celtics won.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, was that what you're talking about?
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. But you could kind of feel it. That whole Sixers team, they're a bunch of head cases, but I like this Sixers team defensively though. So I think that was a good pick, your last pick.
Yeah. So, is there any point to choose the other teams? Because I couldn't make a case for like the rest of them. I don't know if I can make a case for Indiana or Miami. I just don't think you got it.
Get some wins. I'm just looking here.
Brooklyn shouldn't even fucking be in this fucking mess. The fact that they have 30,
Well,
the
real
fact
quick,
that if they make the playoffs under 500, dude, I'm gonna lose it.
well, Brooklyn could be a value pick. What if KD comes back? That's the whole thing. But you don't have a pick, so you can be quiet. I'm gonna. So I wanted to pick the Nuggets here, but just based on their matchup with the Rockets, I don't know. I think they win that series, but it's kind of annoying. Russell Westbrook and Harden, they can get hot and they could win that thing. So I'm going to go with the Heat here. I don't love it. So as my fourth pick, I'm going to take the Heat. I like what they can bring defensively. I love Adebayo. I like their three-point shooting. Duncan Robinson, Hero, and I guess Kendrick Nunn as well.
Wait, quick one here. Is Duncan Robinson the most NBA name ever?
Yeah,
is that the name that's just supposed to belong on an NBA jersey?
I think you got
fucking Duncan Robinson, dude.
Yeah, it's like an NBA name.
Was your dad a Spurs fan?
That's literally, yeah. His dad must have been a fucking Spurs fan, like crazy. Dude, Duncan Robinson, like, I'm surprised.
That's an NBA name, dude. If you want your son to end up in the NBA, just name him Duncan Robinson. Yeah, even if his last name's gonna be Edelhart, but you just have to fucking name him Duncan Robinson. Maybe Duncan Robinson Edelhart with a little bit of hyphenated names, dude. That's where it's at, dude.
What about Rose Jordan?
Jordan Rose. It's about what comes first.
Jordan Rose sounds too good.
Yeah, it sounds like a porn star.
Like Duncan Robinson's kind of choppy. That's why I like Rose Jordan. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Heat here. I think Jimmy Butler's shooting has just dipped. significantly, but I still like him. You know what he brings defensively, and I think
He's a little bit of a
I still
streaky
think he can
shooter.
make shots. He can make big shots.
Yeah.
So I like the Heat there. I just like the matchup with the Pacers. I don't know what the Pacers are going to look like. So I could
That's
see them
what you
making
look
some.
like, Matt.
What?
Fucking Pacers, dude.
Fuck the
Pacers,
Pacers?
I don't even know. I don't even know how teams like the Pacers get into the playoffs, and not teams like the fucking Hornets or the Knicks or the Bulls. Like, how do those teams just shit out year in and year out? For
Well,
teams like Indiana, who can play like they can play okay basketball just to get into the East. That's it. They don't have to play good. They don't even have to play. They don't even have to play decent. They just have to. They just have to go out there kind of some nights and just be like, hey, we can get fifth. What? Philly's underperforming? Go figure. Let's go slide into fourth and fifth place. Why not?
content there. I mean, it's just Indiana. I mean, I don't know. I don't really understand Indiana as a state. So I think they're just content, just being there, being in the dance. But yeah, they need to figure it out. They need to make a trade. That team does not quite make complete sense to me. So who do you got for your next pick? Hello.
Even though I hate it. Oh shit, my connection's unstable.
Yeah, are
Can
you
you hear me, Matt?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Hold on. All right. So my next pick's gonna be hate it. I hate it, dude, because I don't even want to pick them, but like it's just. Do you already know?
No.
All right. Well, because it's the Rockets.
Oh God.
I hate it, dude.
But also, thank you, because thank you, because I was thinking I don't want to pick the Nuggets.
Oh yeah. Well, the Nuggets would be too just. I wouldn't find it right in my heart if I chose the Nuggets. Like I would, if I told myself I was like, hey, I think the Nuggets are gonna go to the NBA Finals. I would easily disagree with myself. You know, I would berate myself. You know how sometimes how I talk to Herm? That's how I would talk to myself.
Yeah.
If I thought the Nuggets were going to go to the finals,
Yeah.
I would berate myself, dude.
Yeah.
I would shit talk myself into a coma.
So why the Rockets?
All right, so I mean, fucking the Rockets. Why not the Rockets? They're star-studded. You know, they got Westbrook and Harden. I don't even know how those guys are going to work in the playoffs, but like, you get one of those guys going off every night, you can easily get past Denver with that kind of firepower, dude.
I agree.
I do think they lost a lot to get Westbrook, so they're not as complete of a team as the Nuggets.
No, they're not as good as they were 2 years ago.
No,
when that team was firing.
Look, I mean, they play fucking Eric Gordon at the goddamn small forward spot.
Eric Gordon has one of the dumbest faces and voices I've ever heard in my life.
His head looks more bouncy than a basketball.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
It's kind of like it'd be comparable to that red ball that you use for kickball. I think it's bouncier than that. It's kind of like just like a normal ball, like on the moon. Is kind of like how his shit would bounce. Like it's an anti-gravity shit. Yeah, he has a stupid voice, but you know he can still score points. Yeah, you just take the talent. I hate the Rockets so much, but you just take the talent there. I think that's a good value. I could see them winning a series or two.
I'm looking right now, and they don't have Clint Capella anymore.
Yeah, that was the oh my God, Robert Covington trade.
So Capella's in
Atlanta.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was like literally like a 5-team trade or something.
Yeah. I remember something about it. That seems so stupid on their part. They literally have no big men.
It's cocky as hell, and that's why I hate the Rockets. But I hate Daryl Morey pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know that just people like this is just what Twitter is, and people talking about COVID like they know everything. Daryl Morey does it with basketball, and it's just so annoying. Like, we just analyze blah, blah.
Yeah.
I just hate people that talk like they know it all, and that's what Daryl Morey does all the time. And then everyone in the media loves him. They love him. So
I don't
whatever.
know why.
He's probably chill to them. He's
Yeah.
he's. So yeah, I like the pick. I don't like it's
I
very like
don't like.
you're a snake. So
I
so
don't like the pick that much either, but I feel like I had to say it over Denver just because I don't really know what Denver's going to be working with in the playoffs.
that's fair.
What I know, the Rockets can get kind of far. Harden's a fucking he's a classic choke artist. I don't even know why. Can I rescind my pick for the Rockets, dude? I
Nope.
fucking hate the Rockets.
Nope.
No, okay, I'll stick with them. I'll stick with them, but I'm not very happy about it.
And just because I love Piss Dillon, watch this. For my fifth pick, I am picking the one and only, the formerly New Jersey Brooklyn Nets.
Dude,
And
fuck you.
Here's why. Because I am banking. I am banking on the Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant reading all these Twitter fucking comments. Ethan Strauss comes out with a book just shitting on him. He's ready. And he's ready to come back. The Achilles injury, it's already been a year. I mean, it hasn't quite been a year. I'm exaggerating. But we assume that the playoffs come and the full year will have passed between, them starting the playoffs. I'm banking on a team that has, that's a top 5 duo right off the bat if they're both healthy. So I'm banking on it. There's no scouting report. So the Raptors are going to see this, and it's, the Raptors in last year had no answer for Kevin Durant. Kyrie is a top 5 point guard. I'm getting value here. That's what I'm getting for a 7th seed. Well,
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
The only way for this storyline with the Nets to work out is those two guys have to come back and ball hard. Harder than they've ever balled before, honestly, because the Nets aren't that type of team that they're not this ironclad group of men who can will themselves through playoff games. No, there's Jared Allen out there with a giant fucking afro. Okay.
Wait.
I don't enjoy it. All right. I thought Josh Childress' afro was way better. Ben Wallace. Let's talk about afros and who's a better afro. I'm telling you, Jared Allen. It's got a funky afro. It's cool. But
aesthetically not great, but I respect it. I don't. The Josh Childress is peak. The Allen Iverson, obviously, that's no one needs to. Everyone loves Allen Iverson.
Everyone
tight.
Forgets about Allen Iverson because he's always been braided.
Ben Wall, that's definitely in the running, as you said. But yeah, Jared Allen needs his props for how big the fucking afro is, and he's committed to it, and he's got the headband working. It's great. Now, what do you think about that pick if neither of them come back?
It's a first round exit for them if neither of those guys. Because I'm looking at the
game against the Raptors.
Huh?
Do we get a Karis LeVert game? A Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie game? Do you see them stealing one from the Raptors?
Possibly. It would be one game, Matt, for the good old Nets.
Okay.
But I didn't like that they were in the playoffs last year. I don't like this is the thing that frustrates me about the East is that teams like this, they just get in, and it's just like
just play these teams.
I can't okay, was it 2 years ago? I don't know how long it was, but Joe Harris won 3-point contest.
That was
when I heard that Joe Harris had won the 3-point contest.
Was that this year? Sorry.
I don't know. But let me tell you. When I heard that Joe Harris won, that was the first time I heard who the fuck Joe Harris was.
Yeah,
I was in disbelief that random white guy was an NBA basketball player. I had no idea.
Spencer Dinwiddie won the skills competition. Yeah, it's like they have those type of guys.
He's skilled though. I love Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's a good player.
He's fucking huge too. That's a little underrated.
6'5" for a point guard.
Yeah. He's really like a combo guard, but yeah, he plays the point when he's on the floor. He's he's a little Gilbert Arenas-y, personally. That's what I would think. The poor man's Gilbert Arenas.
That's a good comparison for him.
Yeah, so how do you feel about that? I took him over the Nuggets, the Pacers,
Yeah, I mean,
How's that make you feel?
that doesn't make
Did
me
I trigger
feel
you?
very good.
Did I trigger you, dude?
Yeah, no, I'm a little hot, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sweaty on the back of my neck right now for a minute. But I'm
Good.
not gonna hate the pick. Definitely things need to go right for the Nets for that to happen. Like their star attractions need to like want to play. I don't know if Kyrie Irving and KD. I don't know. Like some days you really don't know if they want to ball. You know, maybe they just want to do other things, dude.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
mean, no,
Kyrie
no, wait, wait,
wants to
wait. KD,
sing and
KD, I'm
act
gonna say
somewhere.
this. I'm gonna say this. KD is an absolute baller. Whenever he's on the court, he is usually the best player on the court and really is mentally tougher than really anyone else out there. So
Yeah,
when KD is out there, I know I'm getting a top three player in the world. That's just what you're getting.
yeah, but this is it's weird though because Matt, this is KD pre Achilles injury, and
Yeah, you
like
know what?
if there's anything about an Achilles injury is that it's the new ACL injury, which is this is the one where you really got to start thinking about the longevity of your career. How many more games can you really put on this fucking foot? You
Yeah.
know, like is KD going to be the same guy going forward? Is he going to be able to plant that foot and make that explosive step? I don't
Here's
know.
here's my thing.
Did it work for Kobe? Not for long.
Kobe was
Kobe got
also
tired and old
Kobe
with it,
was
dude.
36, 37 when that happened.
Durant's 30. One.
Yeah. And you know what Durant can do? So Durant is he could play that Dirk Nowitzki role. Let's say if all his athleticism dissipated, he can shoot over anyone.
Yeah.
He knows how to go from the mid range. He shoots an open. He can shoot an open three above 40%. I mean, his game can translate if the athleticism isn't there, and or if he feels he doesn't have the confidence going in. So uh, let's say we get like a Rashard Lewis version of KD. I mean, that's still an all-star, and that's still probably the best player on the floor. So I'll take that any day.
Funny you bring up Rashard Lewis because he had
He had a weird
a
career.
weird downturn after Seattle in his career. Like, yeah, he did play
The
for
Magic
Orlando.
was okay.
They made the finals with him, didn't they?
Yeah, he played a decent role on that team. But yeah, I mean, he was. I mean, a couple years later, he was on that Heat team, right? And then just because remember we went to the Heat and it was kind of like, oh, this might be kind of cool, and then no, yeah, he really didn't. He really didn't do well. Um, so yeah, who's your next pick? So we're now on your sixth pick. So we're outside the top five. This is your sixth man. Who you got as your sixth man?
I'm looking at the standings. Oh man, I can't. I couldn't. I don't know why I didn't pick these guys earlier, dude. Dallas Mavericks.
I don't hate it. I don't love the first round matchup, but
Oh, because that's against what? LA Clippers.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. You know, it might be a first round exit, but it'd be a good experience
it
for.
might be a tough first round series.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I like Luca. I think he's just way ahead of his time. Honestly,
He's awesome.
just a fucking monster, dude. Knows how to play the game, plays it right. I don't really know who Dorian Finney-Smith is, but he's got a cool name.
No one does. I'm not sure Carlisle really knows who he is, but I think he plays 20 good minutes. So I think they're just like, hey, we need a three. Can you play 20 good minutes?
Yeah. And then they got Kristaps, Cauley Stein,
I love
Chris
Seth Curry.
Kleber.
Seth Curry had a great playoffs last year. He's one of the winners of the playoffs last year.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, definitely big
they're
time.
a fun team. They can definitely steal some games. Just sucks that they're playing your number one team.
Yeah, no, it sucks. It'd be a hard first round, but let's say they do that fairy tale bullshit. They beat a high seed. They make a good case to finish that thing off and head straight to the finals. But
They beat the Clippers. You're looking at
it's so hard to really like back this horse because my mind is so set on these LA teams pretty much running through the West the West isn't really much of a challenge. It's harder than the East for sure, but like you kind of know who's gonna come out of there.
Yeah, the East is just so much more competitive. I just think that maybe the talent pool isn't as high, but you just have. I mean, the Sixers have a legit shot to come out of it. I don't think they would, but they're a 6 seed that could legitimately make the finals.
Yeah.
And that's just not really the case. I don't see the Rockets winning the finals.
Nah.
The Thunder.
If I actually had if I want to switch it, I want to put the Mavericks ahead of the Rockets.
I guess I'll allow that. Yes, I mean it doesn't really affect the rankings, but
yeah, it does affect the ratings, but I want the record to show
you know what?
that I'm choosing the Mavericks over the Rockets.
I don't allow it. You picked the Rockets over your Mavericks.
Yeah, no, it was kind of it was a pick I wasn't very happy with. I wasn't true. It wasn't true to me. It wasn't a tried and true pick.
Okay. Well, we all make mistakes. You picked the Rockets before the Mavericks. Sorry. Case killer. My sixth pick, I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna take the Nuggets here. I think they have. I really loved them. I don't think the Spurs were not good last year, but they beat Popovich. That's worth something. And they played Portland pretty tough. I thought they should have won that series, but I thought Jokic was awesome in the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
he played like 50 plus minutes in that 3 overtime game, or I think it was 60. It was some insane number he played. So maybe they learned from that. I don't know. I don't love their depth. I liked Malik Beasley. They got rid of him. I like Jeremy Grant, but guys like Millsap, Jeremy Baller. I like him out in the fourth quarter. I think he's a good.
Barton's a nice 6-man.
Barton's he's so Heckle and Jide though. Heckle and Jide. Can you help me, dude?
Yeah. You mean Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah.
But it's okay. Heckle and Jide, one of the crazier freaking folktale tandems I've.
Heckle and Jide just sounds like a spinoff of Fast and Furious. Like you just have fucking.
Zoe Deschanel and fucking
Zoe Deschanel and Danny Trejo. Just fucking. I don't know. Fighting.
Heckle and Jide.
Yeah, Heckle and Jide.
Oh,
damn.
Hey, no, for real though. Heckle's a real word. Jekyll. Who the fuck is a Jekyll, dude?
What the fuck is a Jekyll? So yeah,
no, you know what? That's not, you didn't make a mistake. You said a real word and was like, "Well, Jekyll's not a thing."
Yeah. Thanks for having my back, dude. I'm just so intelligent that I just.
Yeah. You chose an actual word instead of.
I love
Jekyll is.
I love that we picked the Nuggets. We're picked 12. I love that. This is why this is fun. This is a fun exercise.
Yeah.
Because they.
Fuck Bol for only being 7'2". Just gonna say it, dude. Your dad was what, 8'9"? Come on, dude. What are you doing? What? Come on, man.
His dad was legitimately 7'7", though, right?
Yeah, his dad was just a weird looking dude. Just like very long and oddly shaped man. Just very, very slender, and he looked like the chief of a nation. Like he should have a staff.
A nation,
and
like an
bunch of
army
people who are just as long as him behind him.
No, if you saw him like come down from UFO, you'd be like, "Oh yeah." I mean, that's what I would think.
Okay, yeah. Probe me right now.
Yeah. Imagine Trump shaking his hand.
Yeah,
I don't know why I think that's a funny image. Just Trump shaking this tall ass dude.
He just picks him up like a baby.
You're not taller than me. You're not. Go eat a sandwich. He like orders him McDonald's. That was one of the best things. That was the best things. All the fucking SEC champions just going in the White House getting Chick-fil-A and fucking Taco Bell and McDonald's. Oh. I'm not gonna miss this presidency, but that shit's
That
fun.
shit was
That shit.
hilarious.
I'm gonna look fondly on. But yeah.
Oh shit.
So you are number. This is your second to last pick. We
All
have.
right.
Let's go through it. We have left the Pacers, Magic, Thunder, Grizzlies. Go. Put your nuts on
Okay.
the line.
Thunder. Easily Thunder because Chris Paul has got that dog in him again, you know? Finally got that dog in him. He's got a team that he can control again, too. He's not really sharing the spotlight with the Blake Griffin or Harden. He's not second fiddle to anyone there. He's going to run his offense the way a real court general is going to run their offense, you know? It's better that Chris Paul has guys like Blake Griffin who are like super athletic and can, all he really has to do is keep it in the arena,
Yeah.
and then somebody like DeAndre Jordan will come, yeah, anyone could profit off that. But think about Chris Paul. He can make any guy over 6'8" do that, all he does, because he just penetrates defense. He gets so into the paint that he can suck guys in and out of their position just to get athletic, a Gerald Green type,
Yeah.
But I say if you run an offense through Chris Paul, I think you can win some games, possibly make a Cinderella run through the NBA final, through the West.
It's funny.
Yeah, that's hard to say without me laughing because it's fucking damn near impossible. Matt, I've been watching NBA for so long, dude, and the West is like a fucking dogfight every single year.
Yeah.
There's shit that just happens, dude. It's in the West. It's always in the West, dude. Yeah, the East has their own storylines and shit, but like the West is just like
this is pre-Warriors Heat you're talking about.
Pre-Warriors, dude.
Late
I like just remember when the Warriors were shit. It was Lakers, Phoenix Suns, Mavericks, Portland Trailblazers,
Spurs,
fucking Spurs. Goddamn Memphis Grizzlies were good, dude. Like, dude, there were. I remember the playoff races. It was like, man, there were too many teams that were above 500 in the West.
Yeah.
There were at least 3 extra teams after 8. Yeah, it was that year. It was. I think it was the same year as the Warriors.
They had 48 wins. Were like the 9th seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ridiculous, dude. And that's never been like. That's not some fluke thing. Like, Western Conference teams got way more wins than Eastern Conference teams for sure. Like,
yeah.
I'm looking at the 8th seed for the Eastern Conference. They got 30 wins. I think Memphis has 32. But I mean, it's still,
The West this year was a weird post Warriors, LeBron, biggest guy type thing. It's gonna kind of even out. We're gonna get the Trailblazers.
It's a super transitional year.
It's a transitional year for the West. Really weird. It was weird to watch, but I like the Thunder pick. It's funny you hedged like your 2 top picks with the Mavericks and the Thunder. Who I like the Thunder. I think the Thunder are actually like a decent upset to the Jazz. Like I honestly think Chris Paul. I think
that would be a good upset.
This is the most fun I've watched. I'm not a Chris Paul fan, but this is probably the best version of him we've seen since his time in New Orleans. Just fun to watch. Guy who has mastery of the game. Because
Blake first year in LA, he was still top dog
in offense. Because Blake was basically a point forward by the end of their time.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna take the Pacers here. This is like the most reluctant pick, like, because like I'm not gonna pick the Magic or Memphis. Like I'm just not.
I mean, I already did you the trouble of picking Memphis, but
So, but yeah, the Pacers. I don't think they had to match up with the Heat, but they do have some fun players. I like Brogdon. I like Oladipo when he's healthy.
TJ Warren, good body.
TJ Warren can make buckets.
Bonus is a monster, dude.
Miles Turner has shown flashes. I think that's not a good situation for him, but I like their players. I just don't think they work together. And that's why I don't think they're capable of winning a series yet.
Yeah.
Um, but I will take him here because I do not trust any of the A seeds. So now the big question: Magic or Memphis? Who are you going for?
If it was some just ridiculous fairy tale run, it ain't happening in the West. So yeah, I'm giving that to Orlando.
Okay.
Just saying, dude. It shit doesn't happen in the West. I know. Oh wait, yeah, the Warriors beat the fucking Mavericks, all that yada yada. But did they go to the finals? No. Because why? There's too many damn teams in the West. Could it have been different if the Warriors were in the East? Fuck yeah, they would have gone to the fucking finals. But it's the West, dude. Who would it have been after the Jazz if we beat the Jazz that year? Who would it have been? San Antonio? LA?
San Antonio.
We're
You're
just
talking about
infinitely
'07.
better than us.
We're talking about '07, right?
'07.
Yeah.
Pretty
They're,
sure that was LA after that, right?
no,
Was
it
it
was
LA and Utah?
the Spurs.
Was
So
it Spurs?
yeah, they won in '07.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was the year they
Ah,
played against LeBron's Cavs team. Yeah. Damn, that was all the same year?
yeah.
Word? That's a good ass year, dude. That was a great year of basketball, dude.
Yeah. That was that I mean that's peak uh Suns, Spurs,
Oh yeah.
Lakers kind of starting to figure out Kobe's MVP.
LeBron's like 3 or 4 years in the league, easily the best player already.
Yeah. Um Dirk obviously being MVP. Yeah, so I'm stuck with Memphis. And I don't, as I said from the jump when I picked the Lakers, I don't see them winning a game. Um, so I don't anticipate winning any points from them, but maybe they can squeeze one out in Memphis. But it would have to be a crazy Morant, Valanciunas has 25 rebounds type deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean that pretty much concludes it. I'll go through our teams right now. This is your picks. So you have Clips, Jazz, Sixers, Celtics, Rockets, Mavs, Thunder, Magic.
Pretty much all dark horse, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of dark horse.
A lot of dark horses right. I
He,
am writing. See, I've been playing too much 2K, dude. I'm just trying to write my own
yeah,
storylines, dude.
you
Not
like the
working.
history,
I love history, dude.
but
At
except
least,
your first two picks were not good for history. Clips
dude.
and
Let
Jazz.
me tell you about the couple of playoffs matchups that I got going in there, though. So Golden State's
Wait,
down.
can you explain what you're talking about?
Oh, okay, so I did this NBA 2K fantasy draft, but I controlled all the teams to where I made the teams like historically great. So what I mean by that is if you think about a player, think about a team that he did fairly decent on, he's probably on that team. There are a couple wild cards out there here and there, but it's only because
Give us
it's
an
like the second
example real
team.
quick.
What's up?
Give an example real quick.
So Chicago Bulls, easy example. So you're gonna get Jordan Pippen, and then you're gonna get players from newer Bulls teams like Derrick Rose,
Is
and
Derrick
then
Rose your
maybe
starting
even
five?
older Bulls teams like Artis Gilmore. You know, it's like you're gonna have a powerful, historically great starting five. Like every team has a great historic starting five, pretty
So
much.
here's a question for you: Is George Gervin on the Spurs or the the Bulls?
Spurs only because with this league, I have to kind of spread the talent around. So, like, if I put Gervin on the Bulls, that makes the Bulls pretty stacked.
Pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's a pretty stacked squad. I wouldn't do that.
I
So
assume
I kept him on the
Gervin
Spurs.
makes the first. He's starting for the Spurs.
Huh?
Is Gervin starting for the Spurs?
Oh, for sure, 100%. Over, I think it's Parker, Ginobili, Gervin, Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, dude. So that's
Manu didn't make it.
No, Spurs actually. I don't even think they made the fucking playoffs, dude. But I mean, that just goes to show, like I said, that wasn't last year.
Uh,
Like the first year I started it, Spurs made it. Second year,
this is fascinating. This is like we need to actually go through in another podcast. We need to go through a whole season
we
and
definitely
just
should, dude. It's hella fun.
because
But
I mean
uh,
we've watched this Last Dance and we've just become obsessed because we don't have sports. Obsessed with the
nothing.
past and watching it like it's happening right now. I mean,
Yeah,
it runs Twitter. So if you're going through all the greats throughout NBA history and just cycling through and having play against each other, that's fascinating.
dude,
And
it's
people are
so
good.
fun. And literally, if I just get bored of playing, I'll just have them play each other on the like. I'll just have the computers just square off, and
Mhm.
I'll just like chill, drink a beer, maybe see some crazy shit. Because like the 2K simulations, it's kind of fun to watch, dude. You'll see like Jordan back down, fucking like Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then like nail one just right in his face. You're like, ooh, coming back,
The
and then
Bucks
somebody
are
does the
happy.
same thing on the other end.
Now here's another one. So I'm gonna ask one more of these. Kareem, what franchise is he
He's,
part?
he's a Milwaukee Buck
There we go.
all
I
the
love it.
time, dude. So only for the fact that the Lakers already have like too many
Shaq,
historic big men.
you took Shaq.
Like if I wanted to be like, oh yeah, let's just put all these guys who are like classically Lakers, like Chamberlain and the other one, Abdul-Jabbar. You would have Shaq, Abdul-Jabbar, and Chamberlain all on the same goddamn team. Fuck that. I'm not having that, dude. What am I gonna fuck? I'm just gonna lose every game to the Lakers? No. I
Dude,
have
that's
to at least be able to beat the Lakers
that's
once, dude. Lakers, they're playing a fucking crazy ass they're playing the Kings, right? And the Kings have Oscar Robertson because of his days with the Royals.
wow. So wait,
They
who's
have
the starting? Wait, really quick, who's the starting Bucks uh point guard?
for the Bucks, the
Or do
point
you
guard
just
for
put?
it's man, who's the point guard for the Bucks? It might be some old baller, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Oh my God, you put Roberts. That's like these types of decisions are what make this fascinating.
Oh yeah, no, I mean the first couple years I did it, I put him in Milwaukee, but I think I gave Milwaukee like someone else. So they have a good point guard. They have like I think they have like Malcolm Brogdon or something like that. They have a decent point guard who's doing the job. They have Giannis and Abdul-Jabbar. They're already like just insanely too good.
Yeah,
They're already like
that's
topped
fair.
out.
That's
So
fair.
like they can have like an average point guard and still be like the second seed in this fucking league.
And you had previously told me that you made the Sonics, so that means Ray Allen's not on there.
Ray Allen is on there, dog.
He's on the Sonics,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not on the Bucks.
Nah, fuck the Bucks, dude.
But who you put? Michael Red? Who?
Michael fucking Red, dude. Hell
I kind
yeah,
of
I
like
put
it.
Michael Red on there.
I kind of like
Yes,
it.
sir.
He's a badass scorer.
Dude, I used to love Michael Red. I used to think he was such a cutthroat, dude. Elite scorer. He had a good year. Like there was like a year or two where he was just like top scorer.
Yeah. So
But
what I think we should do is I'm gonna pause you here. I think we should come back and record that.
yeah, no, I'll definitely.
Have you do a season, and then we could come back and talk about um, the fascinating decisions that you chose and see if I agree with them.
I like that. I like
So
that. I'll get working on that actually, because
so
I'm gonna wrap up this season,
okay,
and then by
we'll go through it.
the next episode we do, I'm gonna start this new season fresh. I'm gonna simulate the entire season because it's too long.
Yeah,
Just to get to the playoff, because
I'm
like
gonna
that's
have
probably like the best thing about it, Matt, is like you simulate the entire season, see what the fuck happens, see who made the playoffs.
Mhm.
Except if the Warriors don't make the playoffs, then you have to do it all over again. But they normally make they normally make the playoffs.
They have a decent,
Dude, I have such a sick Warrior team.
Okay, actually,
Curry,
save that. No, save that one. Save that one. I don't
okay.
even want to go into that yet.
It's fucking Curry, dude. Fucking Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, dude. And Steph Curry. I'm a big Warrior fan, dude.
Yeah, you are. So your team. So just recapping, your teams are a bunch of wild cards. I'm definitely gonna win if this
Yeah.
playoffs happens.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
as you know now.
yeah, you're
Um,
winning.
but yeah, this was a fun exercise,
I'm
and
hoping on the Clippers, man. I'm really pulling for the Clippers to win this. Even though
I,
I really don't want I don't even know why I said that, Matt. Because I'm not pulling for them. I'm pulling for the Warriors. I want the Warriors to win the fucking finals this year. But it's not gonna happen, dude.
here,
We would
you know what?
literally.
This is how you're talking. You're talking
My
out your
game.
ass. You're talking out that fucking picture behind you. Because the Warriors have 50 losses. That's what you're talking out of right now. But I'm gonna stop it here. But I want to say thank you. This was a long ass conversation. I don't know
Yeah, dude.
who's gonna watch this, but
Who gives a fuck?
who gives a fuck? It was super fun. And yeah, um, peace out, dog.
All right, bro. Yeah, hit me up. Hit me up either tomorrow or